All right. Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital. This is the nightly strategy podcast for December 17th, 2020. Thank you for your patience. So let's get started. All right. So let's take a look at the 30-day trading range today. So we have our 30-day low down here made almost 30 days ago. We made a new 30-day high, 10-day high, and all-time high today. So it broke above 372. And let's see, our dragon remains strong and heads up. The PSAR continues to power its way forward. Of significant note today, the gains of like the last 3 days have now turned the slope of the RL30 back positive. So, yesterday and the day before, that RL30 and the PSAR were coming together and making this little closed decisive space, but the last couple days have pushed to new highs. Now this has actually opened up, so that's a good thing. All of today's price action was above the previous hump of the RL10, and that's the first time we've been able to say that for a while, so that's really a positive thing. You can see how the Bollinger Band means are continuing to collapse and converge as we leave behind what had been volatile price movement in the early stages of this move. It's now we're now starting to converge here, and now our 30-day range is only 6.75%. Our 10-day range, here's our 10-day low and our 10-day high, and that's 2.5%, so just about 2.5 ATRs. So that's really a range compression on the 10-day. And that 10-day low is going to be there for a while, so it'd be nice if we could just keep making new 10-day highs. That would be good. Targets to the upside, 375-ish, which is the Z2, and 381 is the Z3, the current Z3. Remember, that's going to continue to compress a little bit here over the next few days. Yeah, the RL10 never even got through the dragon, quickly reversed across the baby dragon, and is now cautiously optimistic. So all systems go. Let's look at the sectors now. Try some change in the internet connection here. Stand by. All right, let's go. We'll do our best. All right, our S&P up 0.5% today. Diamonds up 0.44. The Russell was up strong at 1.2. Treasuries down 1/3. Sectors that did well: Japan, emerging markets, and tech. Steel at 0.73. There's the broad tech at 0.78. Simon Property Group for commercial real estate, the FANGs, and Brazil all up around about 1%. Healthcare up 1%. Materials 1.15. We had biotechs, which I've added now, 1.4. Mexico 1.7. Clean energy 1.9. And we got a, wheat and precious, 3.19. Bitcoin up 9%. That was up 20% at one point today. And then the winning symbols, Tesla 5%, Palantir 5%, NEO, and Alcoa up about 2 3/4. Silver Cliff 2 1/4. Nikola, Oil, and Devon all around 1.2, 1.3. Twitter 1 1/3. U.S. Steel up 1%. On the downside, and there were fewer of them today. Today was the broad market voting up. We had finance. We had only up about 1/3. Oil exploration basically flat. Energy down 1/2. Ethereum was an interesting one. That's in that crypto space. I'm going to show you some intraday trades on that one. It was up at one point 20% today, and then ended up down 6.5% for the day. The symbols that suffered today: Boeing down 2%, Virgin Galactic 1.4, Win 0.36, Caterpillar minus 0.2, Amazon down a fraction, Microsoft flat. And so it looks to me like McDonald's has run its course, as it was up a fraction, but it is lagging behind the broader market. All right, let's shift to take a look at some of the trades from today. Yeah, give me a sound check here. Are you guys hearing me okay? It's the speed test is showing me an upload of 0. So I can't even tell if it's getting through to you or not. Okay. All right, so the first one we'll take a look at is the clean energy from our standard list of the usual suspects. It started off pretty well today. It had a gap up above the Z3 pinch from yesterday. Still hasn't loaded up for you yet. Stand by. All right. Seems to be back. All right. If it keeps doing this, I'm just going to just record these in the home studio and upload them so that you're not wasting your time. This is really irritating, and I apologize. All right. So the first one we want to look at is clean energy. The first trade was basically a hybrid frog and a Kata 2, where it moved off the low and nice gap up. It reversed sharply in the morning, and I took a minor loss just before it crossed the VWAP. I ended up stopping and reversing on that on a collapsing dragon to get that loss back, and then took a 1, 2, 3 exit in the usual way. Let me let that come up on your screen. Come on. All right, next up is Mexico. This one was also a hybrid frog, and it took out the high of the day about the 6th or 7th minute in, cashed it in the usual way at the PSAR, then tried a supported spring crossing, and that just basically scratched as it got into a sideways quiet channel, and I stopped with Mexico right there. Next one was a Bitcoin. This was a huge gap up. I tried the supported fall crossing and basically scratched, then a supported spring crossing and a Kata 2, where it crosses the dragon, and we've got the winter turning to spring with a tight stop. And at this point, because of the big gap, I'm just playing a Z1 relaxed exit. So it's almost a modified Wu Wei. So first position, second position when it takes out the previous hump right in here. And this ended up exiting somewhere around 30.50 here about an hour later. Next one up was Ethereum. This one had a large gap up. I tried a supported spring crossing, which failed, a second one, which failed. The third one, I was able to get 2 positions in, and this closed shortly thereafter at about 202. This thing then collapsed near the end of the day all the way back down to 160. So it was up 20% at one point and then down 7% at the close. So not for the faint of heart. Next one up is this is Tesla, which was a bit of a grind until the afternoon. So Tesla had a gap up and a sharp sell-off, which set up the conditions for the supported spring crossing in the usual way, with an entry at about 625, and then a sniper exit with the PSAR at about 637, so about $12 on a $3 risk, so about 4 execution R in here. And then a scratch, and then a fractional win on the next supported spring crossing in the usual way. Next trade up is was a Bitcoin, and I just want to show you the setup is in the afternoon when you have a long grind like this one, and then 3 legs down. That's about that's almost a 10% intraday sell-off. Really, when you see that reverse, you're looking for a return to the VWAP, which it ended up doing a little bit later that day. So this is really the pattern that you're looking for intraday. This one is the clean energy, and I just want you to notice the pattern one, the good long strong morning grind, and then a routine exit would have been here at the Bollinger Band mean, or a sniper exit here at the PSAR. So a typical morning move when energy was moving well and clean energy was moving well, and then that collapses comfortably into a super pinch. So this is a super pinch in here where you notice the RL270, the 90, the 30, and the 10 have all tightly collapsed in here. And then that allows you to get a breakout move, which closed pretty well for the afternoon. So PBW is worth studying today, just on the basis of all the standard patterns that were available. All right, we're going to try I'm just going to go right to the daily report now. Let me let that come up on your screen. So we are in bullish, quiet conditions still. So that's still favoring the long side, long and strong. Pushed to new all-time highs today. You can see in the 2-day cycle for NDX was up at 147. And then again, a breakout on every single measure. See, our ATR percentage still was quiet below 1% at minus 0.98. The VWAP continues to collapse. It actually went slightly negative today, so the possibility of those volatility spikes are still ever present. All-time highs, so we're not getting any kind of channeling or overreaction, no surprise. The min pains are going to be the symbols that are relatively stronger than the others because they're so close to their 10-day high. You'll see the healthcare with Monsanto and Pfizer still showing some weakness. Next up is the Dow 30 tactical summary. Nice big breakout by Apple today. You'll notice when that comes up on your screen. And the other breakout from Johnson & Johnson was noteworthy, breaking out of the 10-day, 1 month, and 3 month. Lots of dojis today, which is troubling behavior when you're at all-time highs. You'd really like to see a range expansion and go, but today was kind of a range compression day and a slow test. Lots of auto framers still in the Dow for things that are lagging, and we have a 5-day down and a channeling in Chevron on weakness in the energy sector. In the ETF tactical, let me let that come up on your screen. Just a handful of dojis today. tons of breakouts on every global ETF today. We're so close to that 10-day high today that obviously nothing is testing out well on the auto framer. Most of the symbols on the auto framer are going to be defensive plays. These are the laggards. So American Express, Walgreens, Merck, Walmart, and Honeywell are still on my short list there. Lots of daily squeezes today because of the small range that we had. So you're seeing the S&P is at 3.5 to 1. That's how narrow that range was today. I like Honeywell, as you know, and McDonald's are attractive in my view. I like that materials and tech and the industrials are all tightly compressed as well. And for those of you stalking Apple and Walmart, there's those old reliables. They are well compressed today too. Still a lot of symbols in the fall on both the ETFs and in the Dow. Let me let that come up on your screen. Let's see. I think just the final thing I want to look at today is the NDX framework. And you'll just see in the ETFs. So the ETFs are usually a lot broader and wider in sector. So it's not unusual to see so many more of those that are breaking out on, on all of the time frames. I mean, so just about everything did today. The only exception being, the energy sector, treasuries, and utilities. Apple and Johnson & Johnson, big movers today. Home Depot, nice big move. Finally catching a break. And Boeing was noticeable for suffering today. But other than that, just about anything you threw a dart at in the Dow was good. All right, I'm really sorry for the connection. I wish there wasn't lag. I'm spending every dollar I have to try to improve that, but I just can't catch a break. So I'll see what else I can do to speed that up. In the future, if it keeps working like that, I'm just going to record these and get them posted so that you're not having to suffer from this slow connection. So we'll see you tomorrow. I'm expecting a big pop move in the cryptocurrencies again, and Tesla was such a strong finish at the end of the day. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that starts shaping up in the morning as we get closer and closer to December 22nd and the official day that it enters. All right, guys, take good care, and we will see you tomorrow.